This hurricane season is going out with a bang, as Hurricane Melissa leaves Jamaica after making an extremely rare Category 5 landfall. This storm is forecast to do some more damage in places other than Jamaica, and it is redeveloping faster than expected. I will go over Hurricane Melissa, what its impacts will be to its upcoming landmasses in this video. HCBF Cyclone, Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. Hurricane Melissa currently has 145 mile-an-hour sustained winds. Earlier today, it made landfall as a Category 5 hurricane, the first ever Category 5 hurricane to make landfall at that intensity in Jamaica. This is the strongest hurricane I have ever tracked. 185 mile-an-hour sustained winds. Catastrophic. I don't know the extent of the impacts quite yet, but I know the city that was really hit hard by it, if it will show up on here. Okay, so there's a city called Black River right here, and they were on the worst side of the storm. They experienced 185 mile-an-hour winds. By the way, for reference, 185 miles an hour, the Greenfield, Iowa tornado last year, as it made its way through Greenfield, the National Weather Service rated it a 185 mile an hour EF4 tornado. It was probably about 350 actually, because it was at its peak intensity before it hit Greenfield. But that's just for reference. When a hurricane gets that strong, that is something different. This is the strongest landfall in Atlantic history. It is tied with the 1935 Labor Day hurricane 90 years ago. These storms are obviously not common. The last one was, again, 90 years ago. This storm did carve its way through Jamaica, and it was further west than expected. If you remember, over the weekend, it was forecast to do something like this, kind of go through Ocho Rios, and then Kingston would be left devastated, which Kingston still had it bad. But instead it got further and further west, and then the people that had evacuated to the western side of the island, because that's originally where it was supposed to be, not as bad, that's where it was worse. This storm took a westerly turn overnight last night, and now I don't know how many people are dead. It's too hard. We don't know quite yet. It's hopefully not, but it might be hundreds. But we will likely get more information going into tomorrow. So then this system, I think, will intensify a little bit overnight. It could be a 160 mile an hour Category 5 hurricane again by the time it makes landfall in Jamaica. The National Hurricane Center says 140 miles an hour. However, I think it will be a Category 5 storm. My reason being for this, the infrared satellite imagery. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So usually if a storm hits land and then reemerges into water, it usually takes a while to reorganize itself. However, as soon as Melissa entered the water, it was instant. Now the eye is already redeveloping. It is going to be larger than before, and the hurricane hunters are flying through the system. Let me show you one of their missions right now. This is mission 26. I noticed they were taking a loop. I don't know what happened. I think they forgot their weather recording instruments, which that's just a guess, which you kind of need if you're flying into a hurricane. Maybe they didn't. I don't know what happened there. Mission 25 is in the storm right now. It just flew through the eye, actually, and it is the pressure. It picked up 953. So this storm might actually be weakening a little bit. Wind speed was 104.7. That's a Category 2 hurricane, so I'm not quite sure what's happening with this storm quite yet. By the 8 p.m. advisory, we will get more information, so I'll be monitoring this very closely In Cuba, you're up next. Early tomorrow morning, Wednesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. At around 2 o'clock is when the storm will make landfall. And then it'll continue until Wednesday, or Wednesday afternoon. It'll make its way through the Bahamas. And Turks and Caicos will likely get tropical storm force winds. It's almost too late to evacuate. It probably is at this point if you're in Santiago de Cuba. So shelter in place if you're watching from there. And then in Bermuda, they are now under a hurricane watch. And it is forecast to pass by as a Category 2 hurricane. So we'll see what happens if the storm strengthens overnight. I will be back tomorrow, probably tomorrow afternoon. I don't think I'm going to do a morning video. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching and see ya.